हरे कृष्णा. थैंक यू वेरी मच धन्वंतरी प्रभु. सो अभी हम रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे हर ग्रेस श्रवणा माता जी से. आप पीछे प्रभुपाद जी की लीला, जैसे हमने कहा, अनंत लीलाएं हैं और कुछ हद तक भक्तों ने प्रयास किया है. तो कुछ लीलाएं, जो उन अनंत लीलाओं में से कुछ लीलाएं आप प्रभुपाद लीला अमृत में पढ़ सकते हैं. बहुत सारे लोग, यानी जो लोग भक्त नहीं भी हैं, जब उन्होंने प्रभुपाद का ये लीला अमृत पढ़ा है तो उन्होंने कहा कि ऐसा अद्भुत हमने बायोग्राफी आज तक नहीं पढ़ी है. तो पीछे स्टॉल लगा हुआ है. जिन भी भक्तों को प्रभुपाद लीला अमृत लेना है बाद में लीजिए और पढ़िए. और प्रभुपाद लीला अमृत में आप पढ़ते हैं वॉरियर माता जी के बारे में. तो प्रभुपाद के समय पे हाँ, सो मुकुंद माधव प्रो और थोड़ा डिटेल में बताएंगे.
Hare Krishna. Welcome back home. Back to Hare Krishna land. Shravana Mataji. Generally, Hare Krishna devotees used to call her Baby Mataji.
Baby Mataji. I think everybody knows me as Baby Mataji.
She was a small baby when Srila Prabhupada was living in Hare Krishna land. There used to be a lot of old buildings, 1+1. Old buildings. There were so many tenants. When Prabhupada, exactly the place where he was sitting, there were tenement buildings actually, right?
B block, yep.
B block. B block is the A, B, C, and then D, E, and F. These are the blocks. So she was staying in the B block. Above B block, there used to be New Bhakta Ashram, and after that, Ladies Ashram. So she was actually playing in the Hare Krishna land when Prabhupada was performing his pastime. And they used to go to Prabhupada, the temple. They had a tin shed temple and get prasad from Prabhupada. And one Diwali day, our devotees are transcendental. They are transcendental to Diwali celebration also. And in India what happens? What we do? What we used to do? Burn the crackers and make sound, noise, etc. So she, as a small child, they were playing. And the devotee said, no, you can't play, you are disturbing, we have to go to Mangalarati. What is this nonsense going on? They went, you are the leader, went to Srila Prabhupada and they said, what is this? They are not allowing us to burn crackers. Prabhupada said, okay, up to 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock? 10 o'clock. Up to 10 o'clock you can burn. So like that, she was a resident of Hare Krishna land, born and grown in Hare Krishna land, and we are very happy to have her back here, back home. Shravana Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. I am not a speaker, and I usually do not do this, but to glorify Srila Prabhupada, to share my experience with Srila Prabhupada from a child's perspective. All the senior devotees will talk about his preaching. They will talk about his wonderful pastimes around the world. But I was here in Juhu as a small child, and some past Sukriti that I got this association with Prabhupada, which stayed with me till today. It's been 54 years serving Srila Prabhupada. And when Brajhari Prabhu was talking about Bombay Temple, yes, everything was so simple then. It was just like a big family. Devotees coming, devotees going. And luckily for me, my mother was very, was an ally or whatever. So she would help the devotees, so they'd come to our house a lot. So after a while, it was called, the annex of the Juhu temple, because everyone used to hang out over there. They only had a shed. So most of the times it's too hot in Bombay. So they would be hanging out at my house, and my parents both worked. So the house was empty. So it was a really different experience for me, having people over all the time, and mommy's cooking for them, doing everything. But the most beautiful thing I had as a child was to see Prabhupada every day and take him his breakfast. When he came to town, he would send word to my mother to cook for him, and I would be the one that would take his prasadam to him. So I would go there, it'll be idlis and sambar or vadas and chutney, whatever, take it to him every day. Every morning I would get to see Prabhupada. And I was a very, very lusty person. I think I still am. If you look at my size, you can see my tongue is uncontrollable. So even at that age, after I would give what I had brought for Prabhupada, I would stand there waiting for him to give me something back. I always wanted the sweet. He would give me back the idli, he would give me back the water just to tease me. And I would be like, no, I got that at home. I want this sweet. So a lot of times he would just give it to me. Sometimes he wouldn't. Sometimes he would tease me. Sometimes he almost put it in his mouth and then give it to me. So this was this little rasa that I would have with him, and I would always be standing there. And like Mukunda Madhava Prabhu was saying about in the tin shed, he would serve our prasadam every evening. It was all mixed. Most of the times, everything was mixed. And as a child, like a mixed vegetable and a halwa and fruit and everything like that, you didn't really, the taste wasn't so good, but because it came from Prabhupada's hand, it had some extra special mercy because we all enjoyed it. And there is a video when Prabhupada is giving out the prasadam, and I'm standing there, and everyone's coming and getting, and he's not giving me. And a lot of people call me up and say, "Why didn't he give you?" I said, "Because I was there the third time in the line." He knows, So he was waiting, and we just teasing. Everybody's like over me, under me, and I was this little kid standing there. But finally, he did give it to me the third time. So, Prabhupada is very kind, and as time went on, the movement became bigger. It was more difficult to see Prabhupada, but when the movement was smaller, younger, it was very easy. So we would just go up to Prabhupada's room. Since my mother was always helping, we were friends of Malti, Shamsundar, everybody, Tamal Krishna Goswami, Giraj Maharaj. And so for me, the most excitement was in Prabhupada's house. When Prabhupada came, all that happened in Juhu was up there. So you needed to be up there. So I know Malti had a little girl, Saraswati, so we used to play together. And a lot of times in Prabhupada's quarters, making a lot of noise, as children do. But he was very kind. There is not one time that I can recall him chastising me. They just told you my name is Baby Mataji. I'm a crybaby. I would have cried. If Prabhupada had said anything chastisingly to me, I wouldn't be like these devotees saying, "Oh yes, he loves me so much, he's chastising me." I would have been crying and sobbing. So I had that relationship where he only gave me love. So growing up, chastisement was not very easy on me. Even I think today I still hold that true. But every evening he would give class on the rooftop in Juhu, which was, as Brajhari Prabhu said, 31 tenants that lived here. I was one of the tenants. My father was one of the tenants. I lived here. And on the roof, he would give class. As a 6, 7-year-old, we don't want to listen to class. I see those kids sitting on that couch over there just talking. They don't want to hear what's going on. They're not drawn to any nectar. So I'm drawn to my tongue. I was there because after the class, they gave sweets out. So I was there for that sweet. So Prabhupada would be kind sometimes. He would say, "Give her sweet so she can go down and play." But sometimes he would make me wait till the end of class, and then I would get my sweet. So I would go every evening to the rooftop. Sometimes my mother would choreograph a dance, so we would do a dance, and we would get to garland Prabhupada every day. And mostly devotees would make, these beautiful garlands and bring for him. And I know my mother used to come back from work and she'd just make this garland, be really thin, but it would be either champa or mogra, something small. And I would feel really embarrassed because it was not the biggest garland that you're giving Prabhupada. Jai Giraj Maharaj. But he has given me so much mercy all my life. I'm so indebted to you for all the love.
We also welcome His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj back home, back to Hare Krishna land, Maharaj. So we are very happy. So we are all having the old resident of Hare Krishna land, Mataji speaking, and Maharaj, His Honor Giriraj Swami Maharaj. Maharaj must have seen her as a small
Definitely.
actual baby.
Definitely.
Welcome, Maharaj. Welcome back home, back to Hare Krishna land.
So our Gurukul, they started a Gurukul in Juhu, and we were summer school, you would say it, because when we had vacation, we'd go to Gurukul. So Brahmananda, Gargamuni, Madhudvisa, they were our teachers. And we would see them in the morning taking showers because they didn't have like rooms or places really, so they were on the rooftop showering, and the soapy water would come out and say, okay, now they're ready, we can go up to school. So we used to have Gurukul over here, so I can call myself a coolie now, right? But yeah, so as Mukund Madhav Prabhu said about the firecrackers, Diwali was, I think, the most celebrated in India, or at least Bombay, that, crackers mean so much. Now it's the sweets and giving the gifts. That wasn't so much there. We used to just give what was cooked at home to the neighbors, and then the firecrackers was the main event. So we were doing our firecrackers at night, and when Mataji, she was throwing water on us. So my two brothers and me, we went up to Prabhupada's room because, we were allowed to go. So we used to go. So he went, my brother went and complained and begged, and, but Chaitaguru was his bodyguard outside. He wouldn't let him go. So then I guess we got a little loud. So Prabhupada called Chaitaguru in and said, what's going on? He said, the local kids, they've come and they want to see you. So, my brother's kind of sort of back walking, but I went in and I told Srila Prabhupada, I said, it's Diwali, we want to play firecrackers and she's throwing water on us. So then Prabhupada said, okay, only till 10 o'clock, and then you have to stop. So I remember that Mataji, the next morning, she came and she apologized to my mother and my brothers, and she brought a big plate of maha. So who was happy? The tongue and the lusty girl had a big plate of maha in front of her, and I was so happy for that. And Prabhupada always had the right answer for everybody. Now we're all here, and we're all, some are new, some are old, but we all have the association of Prabhupada through his books. How many of you can say that you have a deep relationship with Srila Prabhupada, where he's answered your questions, or he's been there in your life that you're like, oh my God, Prabhupada, thank you? Anybody? Yes. We don't have to have that physical association, but we need to read his books. We need to see his teachings. And by that, he will connect with you, and he will award you that relationship that he has given all of them that have been with him, served him, spent time with him. So Srila Prabhupada is not just only for the ones that have seen him or only for the Prabhupada disciples. No, he's for all of us, because each one of you have an extraordinary relationship with him. And that's magical, that you cannot change. There will be so many things in your head bothering you, this, that, but Prabhupada will give you the right answer. So never leave his lotus feet. And today on his Vyasa Puja, even though you're great disciples, great grand disciples, whatever you are, disciples, write a Vyasa Puja. It doesn't have to be lengthy and long like the one we presented in the Bombay book, but write something to show him your gratitude for letting you be in his beautiful, beautiful family. So please take a pen and write down a few words glorifying Prabhupada as a Vyasa Puja. You don't have to submit it anywhere, but write it and keep it at his lotus feet. And make this a tradition for you to be grateful to him at all times, because we are here only because of him. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji, for a wonderful offering and taking us back to the time. Even though we were not there physically at that time, most of us, Maharaj was there, Bhima Prabhu, they were there, we were not there. But you took us in that time where we can feel the presence of Prabhupada. And many devotees, we hear that when they come to Juhu, some senior Prabhupada disciples, they say that we can still feel the presence of Prabhupada very strongly. So Mataji ne abhi jo bataya,